WTKR Television, Channel 3, Norfolk. Now, live from Hampton Roads' #1 news source, Glenn Corey, Ann Keffer, and Andy Roberts. This is Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
They're fed up with drugs and are taking to the streets to get their message out.
An inner-city march today, a march against drugs, violence, and crime. Good afternoon, I'm Glenn Corey.
And I'm Ann Keffer. The march is at Bowling Green Community, an inner-city housing project in Norfolk. The people there have had enough of drug dealers and the violence. Channel 3's Kurt Williams is standing by live where the march is going on. Kurt.
Well, and the parade and rally wrapped up just a few minutes ago. Things are beginning to return to normal here in the Bowling Green section of Norfolk, and the kids are back in the school here at Bowling Park Elementary School. But a few moments ago, the entire school, the staff, they were out taking part in the parade, saying that they want to clean up their community. The theme is Shooting for the Stars, and again, it involved the entire school, some 440 students, ages 4 to 11. That's grades pre-K through 5. And in addition to the school staff, there were also some parents involved in this march, and there were signs that said drugs kill and stay in school, and there was also a message about cleaning up the environment. But Andy, the overall theme is that they want to try to make good citizens out of the folks here in the community, so quite a little interesting display here. And back to you.
Kurt, were you able to get any reaction at all from any of the neighbors in that area about what they felt about this march?
Most of the residents we spoke with said that they enjoyed having this parade and march through their community, and some said that they thought it would make somewhat of a difference. Most of them, though, believe that it will probably make more of a difference with the young kids and not the older teens who are already deeply involved in dealing drugs out here. But the principal said that he hopes that perhaps, if anything, that this will help generate more involvement from the parents. So they are already counting this as a success.
All right. Thank you. Kurt Williams reporting live from Norfolk.
2 sailors accused of sexual harassment at a Navy photography school will face court-martial, and 4 others will get lesser sanctions. The alleged harassment took place at the Pensacola Naval Air Station in Florida. Chief Petty Officer Nelson Castro and Petty Officer Second Class Christopher Marquis are accused of sexual harassment and fraternization. The Navy did not release details of the incidents. Senator Charles Robb has been notified that he is the target of a grand jury investigation. The probe involves the illegal taping of a telephone call made by Governor Doug Wilder. It was reported today that Robb was previously told he was not the investigator's target. But a letter from prosecutors indicates new information has come to light, and the investigators now want to question Robb about his role in the taping or disclosing of the car phone conversation between Wilder and a political supporter. In that conversation, Wilder said Robb was finished politically because of allegations he attended a cocaine party. Prosecutors may also try to determine if Robb gave false testimony when he appeared before the grand jury in Norfolk last summer.
A plane crashed just after taking off in fog this morning at the Greenville Airport in North Carolina. 5 people were killed. A 6th person on board that plane has not yet been found. The badly burned wreckage was found in a heavily wooded area near the airport. No word yet on the cause of the crash. It was full alert last night at a Virginia Beach hospital after an apparent chemical leak. No patients had to be evacuated from Sentara Bayside Hospital, but the staff on the first floor did leave, some complaining of nausea. Everyone was checked out and no one was hurt. They were working when they heard alarms warning them of a gas leak, supposedly a gas used to sterilize equipment.
Ethylene oxide is used in a sterilization process. If that is the product involved, it is a Class A poison, which is extremely toxic, and it is flammable.
Hazardous materials teams were called to the scene to check out the leak. So far, no word on the cause. The emergency room had to be closed last night, but today, all is back to normal at the hospital.
For the second time in as many days, a student has been caught carrying a weapon to a Newport News school. A 5th grader brought an unloaded flare gun to class at Greenwood Elementary School yesterday. That child has been suspended. This following an incident earlier in the week when a 4th grader was caught with a loaded .22 caliber handgun at Morrison Elementary School. The child claims he needed the gun for protection from older students. He also has been suspended. The Newport News School Board will make the final decision on what action to take against both students.
A man charged with abusing children in his home daycare center is trying to have his trial moved. Lawyers for accused child molester David Crocker want his trial moved anywhere else but Isle of Wight County. A hearing on that change of venue request is set for July. Crocker's lawyer, Moody Stalling, says there's been too much local publicity. Crocker and his father are charged with molesting children at their daycare center in Smithfield. Stallings is also trying to get Crocker's confession thrown out as evidence, claiming it was coerced by former Smithfield Police Chief Claiborne Havens.
You may remember the FM 99 hoax when the morning team of Tommy and the Bull pulled an April Fool's jokes on Hampton Roads. They told their listeners that Mount Trashmore was going to blow up because of a buildup of methane gas and that an evacuation was underway. Well, now the Federal Communications Commission sent out a message of its own. The next time a DJ on any station pulls this kind of stunt, that station will be fined $25,000.
San Francisco is looking for a new police chief only 6 weeks after the current chief took the helm. The city's police commission fired Richard Hagisto after deciding that he ordered officers to strip news racks of a gay magazine that contained an unflattering article and a picture about him. Hagisto denies that he ordered the officers to remove the papers. He also has been criticized in recent weeks for his handling of the riots in that city after the Rodney King verdict. Well, meanwhile, a Los Angeles police officer is returning to court today. A judge will decide if prosecutors can retry Lawrence Powell. Ron Allen has more.
Judge Stanley Weisberg will decide whether prosecutors can retry Officer Lawrence Powell, a decision that will happen with the courts under intense scrutiny from a riot-weary community.
This is like a pot, a pressure pot, getting ready to explode, and that's what happened.
Many are also watching closely the case against 4 men who face charges in the attack on trucker Reginald Denny. Charges that could put 3 of them in jail for life.
And if you're going to say that these people are getting life, then those officers should also get life, because we saw what they did.
A new Los Angeles Times poll confirms that residents citywide are also very concerned, and nearly 70% fear more violence in the future.
It all depends on what happened after they try Powell again. You know, if they free him, I think it might be another route.
I think more violence is still going to break out because now they've arrested the 4 people that beat the white guy, and it's going to turn bad again.
But fear is not universal.
So everything, as far as I'm concerned, is back the way it should be, except for the rebuilding stages, which, well, time will tell.
Ron Allen, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Federal agents have raided the offices of boxing promoter Don King, confiscating computer disks and financial records. The IRS is reportedly interested in King's practice of paying foreign fighters a token portion of the purses in the U.S. and the rest in their country. Also, agents are looking into gifts to King from jailed former heavyweight champ Mike Tyson. There is also some bad news for Tyson himself. The judge who presided over the case that found him guilty of rape has denied the boxer's request for a new trial. Attorneys had argued a fire at the hotel where the jury was sequestered prejudiced the panel. They said some jurors speculated the fire was arson because of the case. A separate appeal has been filed with the Indiana Court of Appeals.
Also in court, one of the world's biggest landlords, the Canadian company that reshaped the New York City skyline, has filed for bankruptcy. Olympia and New York, the largest real estate empire in this country, had its team of lawyers ask for and receive bankruptcy protection from creditors in Canada. They will do the same thing in this country. The company owes $12 billion and blames the recession for its troubles.
The crew of the Space Shuttle Endeavour is packing up today, preparing for tomorrow's return to Earth. Last night, the astronauts made their last spacewalk, venturing out for the 4th time during their extended 9-day mission. They'll hold a news conference today and then land tomorrow at Edwards Air Force Base. Almost as rare as a walk in space are 2 white rhinos, and the local zoo is trying to correct that.
And the British would like the royals to correct their behavior.
We hear too much about them in the press all the time. What with this Fergie situation, we want to hear about real news, not about the royal family every 5 minutes.
You've crossed that same bridge for years, but just how safe is it? Are our bridges inspected and maintained properly? Join Patty DiVincenzo for a Channel 3 I-Team investigation. Bad Bridges, tonight on Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 6. Watch it before you cross another bridge. Chest implants, tummy tucks, once regarded as surgery for women. Now some men are on the cutting edge. Tonight on 11 at 11.
When secretaries sleep with their bosses, is it love, corporate climbing, or risky business? On the next Donahue.
Today at 4 on Channel 3.
On the next Cosby Show.
You mean you're going to send me out there without a home in the cold and the rain?
Today at 5:30 on Channel 3.
More paste pecani sauce.
Here you go.
This ain't paste.
So what?
Paste is made with fresh vegetables and spices.
By folks in San Antonio.
Who know what pecani sauce should taste like.
This stuff's made in New York City.
New York City?
Pick up the original. Pick up the pace.
I think it's time we took separate vacations.
Your rugs will last for generations with this exclusive cleaning process. Give your rugs and carpets new life from Scott Rug Cleaners, 45 years of quality.
You're pure, you're natural, you're one of a kind. You're my ivory, baby.
You're pure, you're soft, you're just the right touch. You're my ivory, baby.
Ivory, it's so mild. More people baby their skin with it than any other soap.
You make me feel so good. You're my ivory, baby.
Baby your skin with Ivory.
A new friend for a rare breed. Jesse and Rufus are rare white rhinos. They're at the center of an experiment intended to protect and breed the species, and that's taking place at the Norfolk Zoological Park. A fake rhino is in the cage to see if either of the two real ones notice. But why is it important to find out what a rhino can see?
Everything we can learn about their biology, particularly in terms of applications toward protecting them, applications toward propagating them in captivity, all of this has ultimate value.
And in another species fight, environmentalists are criticizing a vote by a federal panel to permit some logging in parts of the Northwest inhabited by the northern spotted owl. The vote overrides the Endangered Species Act, but timber lobbyists are also upset, saying the panel didn't go far enough. That issue is expected to be in the courts for some time.
Well, it seems the tiffs between the royal families in Britain never stop. But are they entertaining or annoying to the Brits? Well, a new poll shows opinions are low, as Martha Teichner reports.
There is nothing like a palace scandal, real or imagined, to sell newspapers in Britain. The one that hit this morning is the result of an opinion poll concluding that the British public is fed up with the royals, that there are too many of them, paid far too much, and that they do not provide a good example for family life.
The Duchess of York is to move out of her mansion in a hush-hush operation this weekend. Hush-hush? The fellow wrecked his own story the moment he committed it to print.
Fergie is the star villain. After her messy separation from Prince Andrew, she is just back from a month-long $65,000 South Seas holiday. But, and the tabloid papers lapped this up, the Queen made her enter Windsor Castle by the tradesman's entrance. Another easy target, the Waleses. Princess Diana just happens to be flying home from an official visit to Egypt, separately from Prince Charles, who is on vacation in Turkey by himself. He's been linked, tenuously it must be said, to Camilla Parker Bowles, the wife of an old friend. But the gossip machine has Charles and Diana living separate lives, their marriage all but over. The question is whether the public actually hates the royal soap opera or secretly loves it.
We hear too much about him in the press all the time. What with this Fergie situation, we want to hear about real news, not about the royal family every 5 minutes.
Definitely keep them. It's what Britain's all about, isn't it?
Princess Anne is the best indication of how fickle the public can be. In spite of her recent divorce, today's poll found her to be the only royal who is underpaid at $400,000 a year. 10 years ago, Anne was the royal everybody loved to hate. Martha Teichner, CBS News, London.
And while the royals' behavior gives birth to British frustration, here in the States, more folks are giving birth at home rather than the hospital.
And the Knicks will have one more try to send the Bulls to the NBA hospital for former defending champs.
There's a fever sweeping across America. Honda fever. And it's never been more contagious.
Honda fever.
Honda Accord. When you see it, you'll want it. When you drive it, you'll own it. Honda Accord is #1 in America. #1 in quality. #1 in resale value. #1 in owner loyalty. We call it Honda Fever. You'll call it great. Now, record low prices. Honda Fever's never been easier to catch. At your Greater Hampton Roads Honda dealer today.
Honda Fever.
Catch it.
When you buy a Beach Ford car or truck, you're getting the best on the road and something else. You're getting Beach Ford's commitment to quality care service, and you're getting the confidence of having specialists with hundreds of hours of factory training, Ford's technical service hotline, and genuine Ford and Motorcraft parts. And you're getting people who know and care. It may be your car, but it's still our baby.
American world class Beach Ford.
They say some people have more money than they know what to do with. I don't know those people. The ones I know want good value. Now at Subway, they can turn $1.49 into a 6-inch cold cut combo. It's the kind of sandwich your mother would make if she was foolish enough to bake her own bread and spend half the day chopping fresh vegetables. She still couldn't beat our low price. If time were money, her sandwich would cost around $100.
The price of a good sandwich just got lower. $1.49 for a limited time at Subway.
It tastes fresh and light. It's farm-rich light, with 40% less fat and calories, and no cholesterol. Just right on cereal and fruit. Farm-rich light non-dairy breakfast creamer.
Here's what's coming up on the Channel 3 community calendar. 3 nature-inspired sculptures will be installed at the Peninsula Fine Arts Center. Stop by May 18th to watch the installation from noon until 1. Let the Norfolk Davie Family Services Center help find the career choice that's right for you. Reserve your seat by calling 444-2102. The annual Springfest Oinkin comes to Water Country, USA on May 20th from 3 p.m. till 8 p.m. For tickets or details, call 229-6511.
Time now to check sports on this Friday, where we find 45-year-old Lynn St. James trying to qualify for the Indy 500. If she succeeds this weekend, she'll be only the second woman ever to do so. Janet Guthrie was the first. And Lily T goes to the Preakness, a 7-2 favorite. The winner of the Kentucky Derby will have the 9th position at the Preakness. All right, now, most sports observers thought Michael Jordan and the Bulls would have an easy time with the Knicks on the way to an NBA repeat. But after 6 of 7 games in their playoff series, the series is now tied at 3. That after New York won last night 100-86, Game 7 Sunday in the Windy City. And the season for Seattle is over. They were eliminated by the Jazz last night, 111-100. It took only 5 games for Utah to advance. And the Suns will be joining Seattle in the showers. Portland also took 5 games to eliminate Phoenix. It was a 118-106 game last night, so now it's the Trailblazers versus the Jazz for the Western Conference title. And speaking of the best-of-7 series, it looks like America's Cup will remain in Yankee hands. Bill Cook's America Cubed has taken a 3-1 lead with a win yesterday over Il Moro, the Italian vessel. The winning margin was nearly 2 minutes. The Americans can wrap it up this weekend. And former football star Lyle Alzado died at age 43 from brain cancer. He spent 14 years in the NFL, said his disease was caused by a continuous use of steroids during his career. Shortly before he died, he said it was not worth it, and if he had to do it over again, he would not touch steroids, even if it meant not playing professional football. And we can only hope that some kids out there who are watching
heed that warning.
Absolutely,
yes,
absolutely.
The weekend is here.
And we're going to have good weather again.
We've been talking about it all week long. Andy, do you think we're glad it's Friday?
Just a little.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we're going to have a pretty good weekend of it. Maybe about a 30% chance of a late afternoon thunderstorm tomorrow. But here is a look at our Doppler right now. This is a live picture, and it shows that we have a few remaining showers up there in Gloucester and King and Queen counties, but that's just about it. It looks like most of the rain is over. A few hours ago, we had rain covering just about all of the northern part of our viewing area, with the exception of the eastern shore. Right now, we have cloudy skies on the peninsula at 67, south side 71, northeastern North Carolina at 73. Here's the forecast for you. Variable clouds today with about a 30% chance, a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms. High temperature around 70 degrees. Northeasterly winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Then for tonight, mostly cloudy with a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms and a low temperature of 60 to 65, easterly winds 10 to 15. And for tomorrow, partly cloudy with a chance of an afternoon thunderstorm, high near 80, southeast winds 10 to 15, and a 5-day forecast. Oh, well, here's a look at Sunday. Mainly sunny, quite warm and rather humid, and a high 76 to 84 degrees. All right.
Summertime.
Great, that's great.
Very nice.
Oh,
Thanks,
I love
Andy.
it. Thanks, Andy. Well, the national trend of going back to nature, some folks are wondering about delivering their children at home instead of a hospital. Dr. Dina Dell compares the two.
Many of the lifestyle revolutions of the 60s are still with us today. From recycling to organically grown vegetables to meatless menus. Giving birth in the comfort of your own home has a lot of appeal. You're surrounded by friends and family. There are usually no drugs involved, and women tend to stay on their feet longer and even eat and drink during labor. It's just a lot more natural process. But is it as safe as a hospital? And is a midwife as good at delivering babies as a physician? Well, unfortunately, most of the studies comparing the two haven't been very good. After all, hospitals tend to get patients with more problems, and that tips the balance right there. Well, finally, we have a good controlled study. Researchers compared hundreds of midwife-assisted births in rural Tennessee with hospital births in the same area. They looked at neonatal death rates, labor complications, and the overall health of the baby at birth. Turns out there were no significant safety differences between home and hospital births. In fact, midwives had to intervene in the birth process less often than doctors. Now again, this was a comparison of relatively low-risk pregnancies and births, but the study provides some of the first solid evidence supporting midwife-assisted home birth as a safe and natural option for many families. I'm Dr. Dina Dell.
A really great actor in Hollywood, Richard Crenna.
He's got a new miniseries called The Intruders. A couple of days ago, we talked to him. We're going to have that conversation next.
Don't look good.
Well, you're stuck here.
Oh, man, where we going? How we going to get out of here, man?
Wait a minute.
Sound like, isn't that? Sure looks like it.
That's that new KFC honey barbecue chicken.
New KFC honey barbecue fried chicken in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods. Now try new KFC honey barbecue chicken, 8 pieces, just $5.99, or a 2-piece snack, just $1.99.
Wherever you live in all of Hampton Roads, 60, 70 miles away. If you've been thinking about driving a new car or truck, you'll want to come to Copeland Toyota, because we're out to earn your business with bigger inventories and with a goal to sell every Toyota car and truck for at least $300, less than the competition for the same exact model. And because right now you can buy any new Toyota and make no down payment and no payments for 3 months. Repeat, buy it now. Start your payments in 3 months. Copeland Toyota Volvo on Mercury Boulevard here in Hampton.
Just give me 2 good reasons why I should choose Nationwide Insurance.
Well, Nationwide offers a home and car discount, plus many other money-saving discounts, including multi-car, good student, and over age 55.
And the second reason?
Hometown Nationwide agents. They're real professionals, like Dan Renstrom in Virginia Beach, and Bob Wingfield in Portsmouth. David Bunn is in Virginia Beach, and Steve Love is in Virginia Beach.
My glasses are always too tight or too loose. Why can't they ever keep their fit?
You don't have to put up with glasses that don't fit anymore, because now LensCrafters has so many new ways to make glasses more comfortable.
Now LensCrafters brings you better fit for greater comfort. LensCrafters glasses fit your snug points with features like new snug fit hinges that hug your head and won't lose their gentle hold.
Now that's what I call a great fit, and they'll stay put.
LensCrafters, better fit for greater comfort in about an hour.
It's called Intruders, a 4-hour miniseries dealing with, well, shall we say, aliens? Joining us now is Earthling Richard Crenna, who stars in this series. Nice to have you with us today.
Very nice to be with you again,
And
Glenn.
I really don't mean to make light of this, because I know the people involved take it very seriously. Do you?
Well, I tell you, I entered the project with the same skepticism that obviously you have and so many people will have about space abductions.
Yes.
I think it's easy to believe that there's something else going on out there in the galaxies that we don't know about. I think it's very presumptuous of us to believe that here on this planet of ours is the only life to be found among millions and millions and millions of planets and stars and the galaxies beyond our universe. So that I think that we can all accept the possibility that something else is going on out there someplace. But as you said, the people to whom these experiences have happened are very sincere. They're not publicity seekers. They're not people who are trying to find their names in the headlines of the tabloids and the supermarkets. They are people that I liken very much to something that's been very much in the headlines in the past few weeks, the coming out of people who have had abuse of one kind or another in their childhood, molestation. The only way those stories are revealed to us and to them is through therapy and through hypnosis. The same applies to these people who have purported to have had alien abductions and encounters with beings from outer space.
Now, why do you take a fictional approach if these people are coming forward and willing to talk? Why not just do a documentary on it?
Well, I think it's really for the protection of the people involved, to be perfectly honest. I really believe that those people on whom this story is based, and there are two very specific cases on which the story is based, out of some 600 cases, I think those people really did not want their privacy invaded, in the sense that they did not want to be held up to what would obviously be some ridicule by certain segments of the population, sure. People who will see this show or will read the accounts of scientists and still poo-poo it. So I understand that, and also, let's be honest, the fictionalization of these sort of docudramas allows you to get into areas that might be otherwise very sensitive, and by doing so, we can reveal things that might not otherwise be acceptable to someone who wanted the story told.
All right, part one. It's a 4-hour miniseries, 2 hours Sunday night at 9 right here on TV3. Part 2 on Tuesday night. And on Monday, we're going to talk to him about the physical evidence that has come up that show the aliens have landed.
All right, thank you, Glenn. We'll be back with a final word right after this.
Tonight on A Current Affair.
A husband accused of rape and a wife who always knew.
He would beat me up because I knew.
But no one would listen. A Current Affair tells the incredible story of a wife who ended the twisted rage of the man she once loved. The awful truth.
A Current Affair, tonight at 7 on Channel 3.
All this week, it's wrestlers versus bodybuilders.
I just want you to know that you could bench press me anytime.
On Family Feud.
Tonight at 7:30 on Channel 3.
It's the #1 sales event of the year. It's happening now. The total warehouse clearance at Charles Barker Toyota Volkswagen. Go beyond warehouse prices while you can. Save up to $4,000. Take home a truck for $119 down or $119 a month. Take home a Camry air conditioning for $239 down or $239 a month. Don't wait another minute. Get to Charles Barker's Toyota Volkswagen warehouse on Laskin Road for the total warehouse clearance now.
I love flying. Just being up there is challenging. Flying across all the different time zones and weather patterns requires that I'm at my very best. After all, my passengers and crew depend on me. Being alert is essential, and a good night's sleep makes a difference. That's why when I land back home, I come down on my Mattress Discounters mattress.
Visit Mattress Discounters and have a good night's sleep on us.
With my Mattress Discounters mattress, the sky is the limit.
Long trips wear people out. It's the same with chickens and turkeys. By the time they get to your grocer, they could be anything but fresh. But Wampler Longacre chickens and turkeys come from farms no more than a day from your grocer. So you can enjoy all Wampler Longacre products at the peak of freshness and taste. Wampler Longacre. We're so fresh because we're so close. Wampler Longacre Fresh Chicken. A perfect way to add summertime sizzle to your outdoor grilling.
Good weather forecast this weekend. Get out and enjoy it.
We hope you have a great one. We'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Start your car?
You did say you had no past surgery.
That's right.
We're sure of that.
Yeah. Yeah, why?
Because your x-rays show quite different.
What?
The Absolute Auction comes to Norfolk Scope this Tuesday night, May 19th. Conventional auction starts at 6 p.m. Affordable housing auction for low to middle income families at 7:30. Over 45 local residential and commercial properties will sell to the highest bidders. For a dream home or an investment in commercial property, you can't miss this auction. Properties open for inspection May 16th and 17th at J.P. King Auction Company, 626 West Olney Road, Norfolk. Call 623-2851 and don't miss the absolute auction at 6 and 7:30, Tuesday night, May 19th at Norfolk Scope.
You've crossed that same bridge for years, but just how safe is it? Are our bridges inspected and maintained properly? Join Patty DiVincenzo for a Channel 3 I-Team investigation. Bad Bridges, tonight on Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 6. Watch it before you cross another bridge.
John, let me get help. You're drinking or I'm leaving.
Call Serenity Lodge at 800-444-9166.
It's the manager sale at the Hub Furniture Centers. You wanted savings? How's this? 25% or more off all Hub furniture. Next, 35% off items like that $899 sofa for $584. This bedroom with 2 nightstands at $1,233. Plus 50% off values. 5-piece dinette $299. 5-piece living room $999. And 8% financing with 2 years to pay. All right, managers, now through Tuesday, it's your sale at the Hub.
Plastic surgery for men tonight on 11 at 11.